Welcome aboard the Beseto Express. We'll cover 3 countries: Beijing in China, Seoul in Korea, and Tokyo in Japan. Together we'll explore the culture of Beseto. All aboard the Beseto Express!
There are certain treats that cannot be left out of the holidays in the West. On Christmas, Thanksgiving, and on birthdays, delicious pies and cakes are a must. Cakes are a must for holidays in the 3 Beseto countries as well. The Japanese mochi, the Chinese yoon, wishing long life and good fortune, and Korea's representative rice cake called shirudduk. In China, most cakes are made with flour, which is similar to the West, and various sweet fillings are stuffed inside. Most cakes of Japan are made with glutinous rice, so they are the stickiest and chewiest among the rice cakes of the 3 Beseto countries. Rice cakes of Korea are usually made with non-glutinous rice, so they are not as sticky. Let's go taste the delicious cakes of the 3 Beseto countries.
When you think of the holidays, what pops into your mind? I think of music, dancing, and of course, you can't leave out all that delicious food. Today on Beseto Express, we're going to take a look at the food that's present in almost every celebration in China, Korea, and Japan: rice cakes. But rice cakes of these 3 countries come in many different types, sizes, and shapes. Why don't we introduce them to you today?
Japan's colorful rice cakes, enjoyed by all, are usually eaten on days of celebrations or on holidays. The most popular rice cake of Japan, the mochi, takes a long time to chew, and it literally means hearty rice. Rice had to be pounded in a mill by hand in the old days, but today automation has taken over. Most Japanese rice cakes have bean or red bean stuffings inside. They believe that when the red bean paste and the white rice cake come together, it brings good luck. Although their tastes and shapes have varied over the years, generally Japanese rice cakes are the same, since rice cakes are still made with glutinous rice like in the old days. In Korea, farming rice has been passed on since ancient times, so foods made with rice, especially rice cakes, have been well developed. Rice cakes got their start even before cooked rice. They are eaten on special occasions in Korea as well as in China and Japan. The making of rice cakes is still a long process that needs lots of care. Most rice cakes have their own significant meanings. This long white rice cake you are seeing now is a cake eaten on the 1st of January of the lunar calendar. It wishes for purity, health, and a long life. This little round cake is usually eaten on birthdays, and it's given to kids as a healthy treat. It is made by covering the rice cake with various grain powders, and it's a favorite snack shared with many family and friends because it is believed that wishes come true only if it is shared. With the opening of many rice cake specialty stores, it has become rare to make rice cakes at home like in the old days. But rice cakes are still a beloved sweet for the Korean people. Most Chinese cakes are made of flour. In the very early days, rice cakes were made for the emperor, but their popularity spread and rice cakes were even used in marriage proposals. Rice cakes are a must on the 15th of August on the lunar calendar, which is a holiday similar to Thanksgiving in the West. a sweet cake called yoon is shared as gifts. There is a custom of gathering with close family and friends and eating it together. Each yoon has Chinese characters wishing long life, good fortune, or joy stamped on them. Inside the yoon, various nuts or fruits are stuffed. The most popular fillings are sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, pine nuts, walnuts, almonds, dried pineapple, and dried apricots mixed with sesame oil and honey.
Early Koreans were always looking for ways to invent new types of rice cakes. So when springtime came, they would pick flowers and use them, or find other ingredients to make rice cakes of many different colors. There are so many different types I can hardly count. But not only do they look pretty, so are their names. For example, rainbow rice cake and moon rice cake. Why don't we go see what other types of rice cakes you can find in the other countries of Beseto?
Korea has 4 definite seasons: spring, summer, autumn, and winter. Their rice cakes represent those distinct seasons as well. The abundant and fresh ingredients of each season are used in the rice cakes, so their tastes vary from season to season. To overcome the bland flavor of just rice cake, Korean people add other ingredients, all nutritional. Various grains like beans or sesame seeds are common fillings. Rice cakes were eaten every month in the farming season, so we can see how big a part they are to traditional Korea.
물론 다 그 나라의 독특한 풍미라든지 또 만드는 방법이 다르겠지만 우리의 그 떡 종류는 수를 헤아릴 수 없을 만큼 많은 숫자예요. 보통 한 500가지에서 뭐 2000가지까지도 만들 수 있다는 그런 정도의 그 많은 다양함을 가지고 있죠. 특히 일본의 그 찹쌀 모찌라 그러죠. 그리고 우리는 찹쌀떡이라고 하는데 그 간을 만드는 것도 그 사람들은 소금 간보다는 오히려 단맛을 내는 그 안꼬라 그러죠. 일본 사람들은. 우린 그 소를 넣는다 그러죠. 송편 속에 소를 넣는다. 아니면 빚는 떡에 소를 넣는다. 엄격한 그 규범이라는 게 있죠. 우리 떡에는 그 치는 떡과 찌는 떡과 빚는 떡 이런 그 종류가 엄격히 구분되어 있는 것이 이제 특징이고.
The representative rice cake of Japan is the mochi. This rice cake made of glutinous rice is also a rice cake with various stuffings like the Chinese yoon. Most stuffings are made with red beans. The first time rice cakes were introduced to Japan was the 8th century, when rice cake making techniques were spread to Japan from the Tang Dynasty. Japanese rice cakes will vary from place to place. Today, various types of mochi can be found. This mochi, wishing good luck, is eaten on the full moon. Unlike other Japanese rice cakes, the dango is made with non-glutinous rice. All mochis are made with glutinous rice and various decorations are added as well. China's menus are as vast as its cultures, but yoon is a favorite type of food for almost all Chinese people. Most yoon have similar sizes and shapes. They are made by being molded in wooden frames engraved with patterns or letters. There are different names for the yoon according to the region made and the ingredients used. The yoon is a traditional Chinese rice cake enjoyed when families from far away gather together. It has the shape of a full moon and is filled with various stuffings like egg yolks. Various different flavors are combined to give a unique taste and smell. This yubing not only wished for happiness and long life, but it was also eaten to wish the passing of state examinations in the past. Nowadays, low-sugar yubings called healthy yubing can also be found.
문양이라든가 이런 것들도 박쥐가 들어가 있는 문양 같은 거는 꼭 왕 내지는 그 귀족들만 쓸 수 있는 문양이었었습니다. 그러다 보니까 그 귀족 이런 박쥐가 들어가 있는 문양에다가 뭐 목숨수를 써 있는 그런 글자를 찍어서 선물했을 때는 뭐 장수를 기원하는 의미를 담겼다라든가 또는 복을 기원하는 의미가 담겼다라든가 이래서 어떤 선물을 하면서도 그렇게 개별적으로 깊숙한 의미가 담긴 것들을 선물했더라고요.
It takes a lot of dedication when preparing any meal, but especially when making rice cakes, it takes skill, patience, and hard work of the Korean women. In Korea, there's a saying that when an unmarried woman wants to meet a good mate, or when a pregnant woman wants to have a healthy baby, they need to make the perfect type of rice cakes. What do you think? Don't they look too good to eat?
Let's make the representative cake of China, yubing. First, choosing the main ingredient, flour, is important. Ones that have a crunchy taste without stickiness are good. Concentrated cane sugar mixed with egg yolk is put in the flour and mixed together. The right amount of cane sugar is needed in order to make the shells as hard as cookies. Then the mixture is kneaded and folded, and flour is added from time to time. Once the dough is thoroughly kneaded, then the fillings need to be prepared. One yubing is about 200 grams. They are formed in frames of specific sizes. If they are not weighed accurately, they will need to be made again because the filling will not be enough or too much. There are about 100 different grains that can be stuffed into yubing. The most popular fillings are salt-dried egg yolks in the shape of a full moon, walnuts, sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, and dried fruits. The desired fillings are stuffed into the dough and made into shapes carefully so that they do not break open. When preparing the pan to fry yubing, oil is used so that they do not stick to the pan. The prepared dough is put into the frame and made into shapes. Now all you have to do is fry the yubing. If you apply a little bit of egg, a nice brown color is had. Now the yubing is ready to eat. In the past, yubing was only a type of dessert, but now it has become a type of food that can be enjoyed by all anytime. Yuan Chuan, eating the yubing with family under a full moon, is thought of as one of the greatest joys in life. From the mochi wishing a safe new year to the mochi eaten with tea, mochi is the representative rice cake of Japan. The uniqueness of Japanese rice cakes is in their sweet tastes. First, a sweet layer is added to the rice cake, which has been stuffed with fillings and made into a round shape. It is then kneaded and stuck together into shapes so that they don't come apart. Mochis of today vary from simple shapes to ones with elaborate decorations like what you are seeing now. Most Japanese mochi use dough made with steamed glutinous rice. Sometimes they are so sticky that they get stuck in your throat, making it tough for some mochi fans. Mochi can be found all over Japan, a proud food from their past. The representative rice cake of Korea is songpyeon. It is made by using a kind of earthenware steamer to steam the rice cake. In order for the rice cake to cook well, steam must not be allowed to escape. Most Korean rice cakes are made like this. Rice is first ground and mixed with crown daisy powder to give it color. Then it is seasoned with salt and kneaded with hot water to increase stickiness. The dough is kneaded for a long time until all the lumps are gone in order to be able to make nice shapes later on. When the dough is ready, the rice cake is made. As the Chinese yubing and the Japanese mochi, stuffings are added to songpyeon as well. First, the center is pressed in to make room for the stuffing. Then the filling is put inside. It is then molded back together. Newly harvested grain is used for making songpyeon, and beans, chestnuts, sesame seeds, and red beans are typical fillings. Most songpyeons are shaped like a half moon or a shellfish. Once the songpyeon is finished, it needs to be steamed. Pine needles are laid in between the songpyeon and steamed together. After 30 minutes of steaming, the nice scent of the pine needles is absorbed, which helps them last longer. Lastly, sesame oil is applied so they don't stick together. Songpyeon made like this embodies the mind of thanking the ancestors.
Rice cakes are considered to be something more important in the three countries of Beseto than something you eat. For example, you can find them at any celebration event, and they're also used as a sacrifice when praying to dead ancestors or to higher gods. To you, rice cakes may just seem like a food, but to many Koreans, they serve a higher meaning. Thank you for watching Beseto Express. See you next time.
The rice cakes of Beseto. Although they differ in their shapes and ingredients, they are all delicious ways to share love and care among close family and friends.